Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Welcome to another Stellaris Console Edition video. It is the year 2264, and as you can see, most of the galaxy is pretty okay with the PlayStation Network. Down here, the Serene Cannabinoids and the Kelzin like us more than anybody else, and then even the empires up here toward the top are mostly neutral. Meanwhile, we haven't really checked on Earth for a bit, so let's take a look at what's going on Earth. Our happiness is 75%. It's been around 80% most of the game, but we have some unemployment among the menial drones and among our pet humans. We've only got three spaces to build new structures. So eventually I guess I'm going to have to start repurposing some of these buildings. But for now, we're going to build an organic sanctuary to give our humans something to do. And then for some jobs for our machines, let's go ahead and go with I think I'm going to build a maintenance depot. And also, I'll go ahead and build an alloy foundry. I'm not sure the alloy foundry is really going to help the type of unemployment I have, but the maintenance depots will. And like I said, eventually I'll have to repurpose some of those buildings. Over on Alpha Centauri Prime, happiness has always been around 50%, but we have some unemployment here as well among the menial drones. We don't have too many places to build new structures, but I can build a mining district, and that will give us some mining drone jobs. You can see we have quite a few potentially habitable planets either right in our space or close by. And then we have all this empty space up here that I'm still thinking about trying to grab. And if I go all the way over here to this system and build an outpost, that is a choke point for all of that space. So I'm thinking about it, but I don't want to antagonize the cloud. In the last video, we were basically sucking up to the Kelzin and the Serene Cannabinoids, and look, we can now ask to join their federation, the Galactic League. So we are going to go ahead and ask to join, and hopefully they will let us in. And there we go. We are now proud members of the Galactic League. What a day for the PlayStation Network.
Communications alert.
We got a communique from the Serene Cannabinoids, and they are proposing a research agreement. We are one big happy federation now, so we will agree to that. And I couldn't remember whether we already had a research agreement with the Kelzin. I was going to propose one, but as it turned out, we already had a research agreement with them, which is good. An ancient Voltam observatory has been found on the surface of Lazon 4. The Lazon system is fairly distant from the region of space where the Voltam originated, and this facility appears to have been primarily used for the observation of their own stars. We have gone over the observatory's surviving data, but there are no clues as to exactly what the Voltam were searching for in their observations. So this gives us a special project to study the observatory, which should be very interesting.
Diplomatic alert. Military confrontation detected.
In the category of unsurprising news, the Screk entity and the Derp Coalition are going to war But more on that in a second, because we have completed our special project. We managed to stop the excavator before it broke down. This is a project I guess we started in the last video. It's a remarkable piece of machinery with a smooth surface covered in diamonds. At first glance, the whole drill seems like one solid piece, but it's simply so well put together that you cannot notice the grooves and joints. Our engineers will be able to reverse engineer some of this technology. And so we got some tech progress gained, and this is excellent news. But back to the Skrek and the Derp. These are two of the most unpleasant empires in the galaxy, and they are right next to each other, so it's not surprising that they will fight. And we'll keep an eye on this area of the map. But meanwhile, since we are now friendly with the Kelzin and the cannabinoids, we can focus our sucking up toward the cloud and the sacred Cyrilan, who are at the top of the galaxy. So I'm going to follow that same strategy and just propose some one-sided trade deals with those two empires. I noticed I was running a slight energy credit deficit at this point. It basically ended up fixing itself, but I decided to give both of these empires just some minerals, basically. Not ask for anything in return from the port. And then we will go to the sacred Cyrilan and do the same thing. And I'll actually be doing this more than once, but I think this is the only time I'm showing this in the video. But throughout this gameplay session, I ended up making these kinds of deals several times with both of these empires. And here we go. Same deal with the sacred Cyrilan. Maybe we can all join one federation. And the Bok are really my only problem, but their fleet power is still inferior compared to ours, so I'm not really worried.
Special project complete.
Meanwhile, another special project has been completed. The archaeological dig on Lazon 4 has uncovered a small mural in one of the observatory's dust-covered smaller chambers. It seems to depict several different constellations, possibly as they would appear if viewed from the Voltam homeworld. Our astronomers have not been able to identify the individual stars. And so we recovered a Voltam artifact. We got some physics research. And this is undoubtedly an interesting find. And we have found some more remnants of the Voltam civilization. Remnants of a Voltam helium-3 mining base have been found at the bottom of a large crater on Yenuis 5. The blast that created the crater seems to have originated from inside the facility itself. Unless Voltam mining techniques were radically different from our own, an equipment failure or accident cannot account for such a massive explosion. So now we have another special project to study this mining base, and all of these Voltam discoveries are fascinating. Here's some more unsurprising news. The cloud has declared the Skrek entity their rival. I'm pretty sure that everybody in the galaxy is going to rival the Skrek, because the Skrek are a devouring swarm, and so nobody's going to like them. I should probably rival them myself if I haven't already. I really don't remember if I have or not. But on the lighter side of the news, the cloud has entered a commercial pact with the serene cannabinoids.
Special project complete.
We've completed another special project. Miraculously, we managed to salvage parts of a Voltam data core that had been blown clear of the crater on Yenuis 5. Most of the data was corrupt, but our scientists did manage to properly translate the Korga, the basic Voltam time unit. So we have recovered another Voltom artifact. We've gotten some engineering research, and this was certainly an interesting find. The cloud has been given association status by the Galactic League. So this is happy news. And so now up there at the top of the galaxy, both the and the Sacred Cyrilan are now associates. So they may be added to the Galactic League before too long. Our 10-year deal with the artisans and also our 10-year deal with the curators, both deals have run out, so it's time to either renew those deals or not. We get monthly unity from the artisans, and we get research, an extra research percentage from the curators. Each deal will cost us 2,000 energy credits, but they last for 10 years, so we are going to go ahead and renew both of those deals. They seem like really good deals to me. The DERP have closed their borders to us. They say they have let us roam freely in their territory for too long. We've never actually been in their territory, so I'm not sure what they're talking about. The cannabinoids and the now have a migration treaty proposal, so things are really looking good. But meanwhile, a small Voltom satellite was found in orbit of Gahur 1. It had been set up to continuously repeat a message until its power source drained millions of years ago. We salvaged its transmitter array, but could only recover a small portion of the transmission. The main purpose of this satellite was apparently to preach the dominant Voltom philosophy to neighboring civilizations. Its message speaks of the need to disconnect and to embrace true existence, whatever that means. So now we have another special project related to the Voltom to study the satellite, and we are very curious about this. If you watch the left side of the galaxy, you will notice that the DERP have now taken over a system from the Skrek entity. I thought maybe this meant that their war was over already, but when I look at the contact list, they are still at war, and before too long, the Skrek took that system right back.
Special project complete.
But never mind that. After careful analysis of the Voltom transmitter array, our archaeologists and data engineers have concluded that the machinery does not contain any technologies of value to us. The project has greatly improved our understanding of the primary Voltom programming language, however. This will hopefully make it easier to decipher their data in the future. We got yet another Voltom artifact, we got some engineering research, and this was another interesting find. Here's some surprising news. The normally quite peaceful Kelzen are so annoyed by the Bok that they want the Galactic League to go to war with the Bok. That is how annoying the Bok are, and so now we have the opportunity to vote yes or no. We are going to vote yes. I have no claims against the Bok, and when I tried to make a claim, I remembered, oh yeah, I'm in a defensive war philosophy. I never did change that policy. I forgot all about it, so I can't make a claim. However, I do have two fleets here in the Sassen system where I've sort of been building up a defense against the Bok. I was improving this star base, and I've got two fleets parked right here. And I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and send the slightly smaller fleet into Bok space, and we'll blow up a few things. But my defensive war philosophy prevents that also. So what can I do to contribute? Well, I can go over here to this spaceport, and it has a shipyard, and we can build a few corvettes and contribute to the Federation fleet. So we're going to build 4 corvettes. Meanwhile, in science news, we've discovered that Alpha Centauri 5 was home to a small Voltom outpost where they traded with several neighboring civilizations. At some point, the trade post appears to have been converted into a religious mission where the Voltom attempted to convert visiting alien merchants to their philosophy. Unsurprisingly, this killed off trade, and the planet was eventually abandoned. So now we have another Voltom special project to study the trade post, and this is very fascinating. But as fascinating as that is, we are at war. And so I thought maybe if I went into the menus, I could change our war philosophy, and that would allow us to go on the attack. But we can't actually change our war philosophy while we are at war. So I guess we are going to be playing a defensive game again, even though it's our Federation that is attacking the Bok. But we will keep making ships for the fleet, and we'll just guard this border here, I guess. And I don't know if I'll get anything out of this war because I can't make a claim. I guess we'll find out in the next video or so. But for now, as always, thanks very much for watching.